Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the GeoSearch webinar for acquiring ground with automated surveillance. I'm Peter Brammall, the Strategic Officer for Landtrack Systems, and have been in tenement management since '96. Datamine has purchased Landtrack Systems a couple of years ago, and we're expanding our footprint around the world. This is right. Landtrack's got a few products. We've got Land Tracker, which is a tenement agreement and environmental management system. Expenditure Watch merges expenditure data from account systems with MTO data, and is a real time saver for lodging expenditure reports. Then we got a tenement safety net report, which will it's a real backup for your tenement management system and your processes as well. Now we'll get into GeoSearch. It's a powerful surveillance tool for surveilling tenements in all of Australia at the moment. We've got a couple of Canada provinces as well, and Finland. You send us a polygon and we will automatically monitor that area. We provide reports for every tenement that is surrendered or partial surrenders, and every changes to a tenement in that area. It gives you a very competitive edge. One of our clients said he had it for a couple of years, and the one mining lease he picked up was enough to reward him for all the effort he put in. This is a good practical example of what GeoSearch is for. This is a Bronzewing mine in the distance you see there. Mark Creasy sold it and the Jundee mine to Joe Gutnick for $120 million back in '95. That's when the gold price was $500 US, Australian dollars. The land south of Bronzewing became available on the 15th of October '92, and there were 8 competing applications. Maurice Urquhart, who claimed he pegged the prospecting license at midnight, but it was all a pack of lies and the warden threw it out. Creasy made 5 applications, exploration license applications, and Leith Beale, the CEO of Audax, made 1 application and won the ballot. Creasy took him all the way to the High Court, and because the mining registrar held shares in Audax, he claimed that he was in breach of the Mining Act, but the High Court threw that out. Leith Beale ended up selling the tenement for $20 million to Newmont, who held the Bronzewing mine at that stage. Newmont did a drilling program across the whole lot and found nothing, then sold it to Hammer Minerals for $500,000, and they drilled it and got 4 meters at 6 grams. Wonder who made that decision. So the lessons from the Bronzewing South is for why you need GeoSearch is it's to avoid paying exorbitant amounts of money for tenements. It can allow you to acquire tenements in a really competitive environment, be ahead of your competitors, and reduce your sunk costs, and prevents the endless litigation that goes around. You might think that tenements don't expire at all, but In the last 12 months, 1,700 tenements expired in WA. 5% of the total tenements, and this will go on because prospecting licenses have an 8-year term and they can't be extended unless you want to put a mining lease over the top or a G over the top. E's have 60% of the area that has to be, 40% of the area that has to be surrendered every 6th year. And the owners are always not paying rents, and the department takes the tenements off them. And there's always forfeiture applications being lodged by some parties. So how do we capture all these expiring tenements? It all starts when every night we download all the available tenement data in Australia, Finland, Canada. We're still looking at a few other provinces. And you can see this tenement map in Landtracker Maps, which is a free product. Just go to the Landtrack website and register. From this download, GeoSearch creates reports, and the first report's a 5:30 report that you get in the morning. But you really have to understand how Mineral Titles Online works in WA to understand how GeoSearch is working for you. So at the moment we've got three arrows there that are pointing out facts. The bottom arrow is showing you when a surrender is lodged in the dealings section, which is very important because once a dealing's lodged, that's the date that the tenement will expire. The death date is shown here, and your status is dead, which is important for some searches we do or happen. Then we go to the date, the timeline for MTO. 8:30 MTO open. So if there's any tenements lodged at overnight up to 8:45, they go into a ballot. The means closes at 4:30. Then you have we do the status search. That was but only the status changes on 20% of the tenements instantaneously, so it tends to drag on a little bit. But we run the report every 5 minutes. So if you sat there, you can do this search yourself, but you'd have to sit there every 5 minutes, just hit the button to do what GeoSearch does. Dealings appear all the time during the day, and we do a download of the RSS feed that's available on DMIRS. So we collate that and send it to you. But we can do a 3:30 paid dealing search or another search throughout the day. That happens quite often. We've got a few clients on that. But we'll have a look at the 5:30 report, and you get a tenement list changes report at around about the same time that tells you what tenements have been surrendered and what tenement applications have been, which is really handy. So this is our 5:30 report here. You see up here we've got a KMZ file that you can pull into Google Maps, tab report, and a shapefile. You have various fields, the dead tenements, dead tenements from MTO, dead tenements from this is says 10 graph, but it's the DASC center. Then you've got tenements expiring within 2 days, tenements near death, and partial surrender due. These are all calculated from the data we have accumulated. We also have New South Wales, Queensland, and Northern Territory, South Australia in all these reports. If you want a polygon within these areas, quite a few people use that as well. This is what's shown in the KMZ file when we've pulled it in. The green are the applications, purple's partial surrenders, the reds are the dead tenements. There's a lot of dead tenements showing because everyone's changing their tenements due to the Pantora case at this particular time. And the yellows are tenements near death. You can link to MTO by just clicking here. You can hover over a tenement. This comes up and you can link straight to MTO to investigate what's going on. So this is E74716. We've linked to that. We've got a surrender out right at this particular time, and the status is live, but it's actually a dead tenement unless it gets refused. It's getting monitored by when the department changes pending to registered, that status will change. This is the same tenement in the 530 report. You can, it'll take you to Land Tracker Maps, and while it's in Land Tracker Maps, it shows you we've got the underlay as a topographic map. We've got a couple of underlays there. We've got a satellite underlay as well. Magnetics, the geos seem to enjoy this, seeing the magnetics. Sorry, I missed a couple here. We also have gravity and Mindex layer as well, so you can see if you're on a gold mine or not. So the GeoSearch Advantage report has, as well as the 530 report, has a dealings report over here at 430, and the status change report that appears. I'll just go to this is the list changes report that shows you how many tenements were within your polygon, what's dead and what's live. The one we're running at the polygon at the moment is running all WA, so there's quite a bit of data in here that you wouldn't normally see. But if you had a more discrete area, it'd be it's quite good, yeah. This is the list changes report shown on Google Earth with the KMZ file that's attached, and this is showing you all the partial surrenders within the area. You can click on one of them polygons, that pops up, then you can go to the Land Tracker MTO, sorry. Then you have a status change reports. These are the ones that we run every 5 minutes during the day. This is a status change report, and we have we're showing the withdrawn, when it's withdrawn in MTO here, and when it was actually registered So that and the status is showing dead as well. But you'll see over here the change for the status didn't happen until 2:28. 4 hours after the last it actually changed, and the report, you got the report 1 minute later after it's shown up. So if there's a status change, it comes through really quick during the day. Yeah, and this is the first alert for that particular tenement as well. There's another status change report. There's a tenement that was forfeit for non-payment of rent. It was surrendered at midday, but it wasn't actually forfeited until it didn't get entered in the dealings until the next day, and it changed. And it changed on the following day. So there can be a bit of delay in the status changing on some of these tenements. Sometimes it can be up to 2 weeks if there's a caveat on it or something like that, or the registrars get around to entering the data. Yeah. The dealing RSS feed, the MEAS releases all the dealings at 4:30. We download them and collate the relevant data for your polygon. There's shows the last notified date. So this is see all the first alerts showing up here. The partial surrender is a voluntary partial surrender. People do this so when there's a voluntary partial surrender, it doesn't go into a moratorium like the partial surrenders that are compulsory. So all you have to do is write voluntary on top of it. They're voluntary surrendering these for the purpose to pick it up in a mate's name or something like that. Yeah. Again, the RSS feeds are showing up the voluntary partial surrenders here. So to get around all this delaying in getting the data, you can imagine how many dealings are changing on 35,000 tenements. It's a lot of data that's coming in. So we can do a paid dealing extract, cost you $1.52 for each tenement for each day, and you'll straight away get notification of any tenement that is any change in any tenement on an hour before anyone else is going to get that same information. So this is our GeoSearch Premium, and gives you a cutting edge to picking up a ground. Yeah. This is a paid dealing extract you can do on MTO. All you have to do is tick the dealings box, pay your money, and but if you're monitoring a heap of tenements, it's a lot of work to do that. This is all automated, and your paid dealing search looks something like this. So it's a first alert that's came in, partial surrender, and doing the search always gives you the advantage of getting the block numbers as well. Usually when they're lodged, they'll be lodged, but they actually won't show the block numbers until they're registered. So that's a huge advantage as well. What ground's going to be surrendered before anyone else does. Yeah, it's And again, you can link to mineral land tracker maps to see the tenure with all the underlays as well. So GeoSearch is the industry leader for automatic surveillance. You can do this yourself, but if you want to spend all your time doing nothing else but surveillance, it'll take quite a bit of time. So it increases productivity for those monitoring tenements, just chugs away in the background while you're doing your other work. And there's a seamless link between the GIS and the tenement data, which is a big advantage as well. So when you send a report out to a geo to assess the tenure, he knows where it is and what's under it. And as we've said before, we're doing Finland and Canada provinces. We're just doing another one at the moment called Nunut, something like that. It's just a frozen ice block above Canada. So, but they're still exploring up there. So if you've got any questions, thank you for attending today session. If you have any further queries and would like to learn more, please feel free to contact me.